What's up, YouTube? What's up? It's your boy 215 I Am Legend back at it again with another one. I'm sure you guys saw the title and wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Well, the title speaks for itself. And I just want to start off by saying that if you are seriously thinking about getting into trucking and you have an issue with driving, then trucking is not for you. You know, there's a lot of driving involved, and you will be out here for a while up and down the road. So I always tell people, if you don't like to drive, you know, and you always like for somebody to drive you around, and we do have people like that like to have people chauffeur them around, even though they have a license and a vehicle. So, that's why, I said that pretty much, trucking is not for you, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying don't waste your time and money to go out here and get a CDL if you really don't like to drive. You really have to like to drive to get into trucking. And the other thing I say is, you know, and this is stuff I used to tell my students. Like I said, you guys gonna hear me say this a lot. I used to be an instructor, and I used to, tell my students, and I used to keep it real with them and be totally honest and not, um, follow what the school rules was, like what you can and cannot say and what you can do and you can't, so I didn't follow that criteria, what they wanted me to do, because I just felt like, you know, what better way to reach people and the students and have them trust you is to be honest with them. And that's what a lot of my students used to love about me, is because I was always upfront and honest with them about the whole trucking industry, and I used to tell them, that one thing is for sure, for most of the, them, is when you come to trucking school, right, and you do all your paperwork and financial aid and all that stuff, the first thing you got to understand, a lot of local companies don't hire students right out of school. Now, there is some that will take a chance on you, but for the majority of the companies out here, they're not going to take a chance with you. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, leave a message in the comments, but I don't believe I'm wrong. I do believe that a lot of companies, or should I say, a lot of the big major companies wouldn't take a chance. Now, you might get some mom and pop companies, somebody that has one, two, or three trucks, and they looking to fill the seat. Then yeah, they might take a chance and put you in the truck, and however they do they training, do they take you out, see if you can drive and take you on a couple loads and see how you handle yourself with the truck. I don't know. I never drove for a company like that. So I don't know. I'm just speculating. But like I said, for the most part, it's going to be hard to come out of trucking school and jump right into being local. Now I say that to say that the reason why I say, trucking, is not for you is because if you're a person that have issues in a relationship, or you can't trust the person you with, don't get in that truck and go over the road. I'm gonna tell you that now. You will lose your mind being 4, 5, 6, maybe 1,000 miles or even 2,000 miles away from home, and you can't reach out and touch your partner. I knew guys that went through that, and it drove them crazy on the road. They had to keep stopping. They calling home and they ain't getting no response. And then when they get a response hours later, you know what's happening. They arguing. Why you ain't answering the phone? Yada, yada, yada. So this is why I say, you know, that, you know, trucking is not going to be for you, because when you on that road, you need to be totally focused on what you're doing. 100% focused on what you're doing. Because if you're not focused and your mind wander off somewhere else, you can kill yourself, or you can kill somebody else, or you can hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. And it's not worth it. And I used to say this to the students, it's not worth it. Get your affairs in order before you decide to go over the road and drive a truck. Because if you don't, and you call home and you out on the road on a Friday or a Saturday, and she's not answering or he not answering, because I'm not going to say it's just men, it's women too, you're going to start thinking the worst. We've all been there. We've all been there. So this is why I say that trucking is not for you. It's a hard job. It's a lot of hours. And if you on the road, it's a lot of time spent away from home. You out so much and you only get crappy days off. And what I mean is, I used to do over the road and I used to stay out for a week and a half. And when I come home, I only get 2 days off. And then sometimes you come home and it's a day and a half, because depending on what load you had bringing you back home. So you really didn't have no real home time, because if you came home Friday morning or Friday evening, sometimes you have to leave out Sunday evening, you know, or if you got lucky and came home Friday evening, you got to leave Monday morning. But sometimes they want you to go out Sunday to go get that load and start your time out again. So it's a hard game. It's a very hard game, this trucking thing. This trucking world is hard. It's worse now than it was back in the day, you know, when the money was, top notch for everybody. And now it's just hard out here to make a living, when you driving a truck. You gotta work extra hard. You gotta be away from home longer. Like to get a decent pay now to be on the road, you gotta be out for at least a month. You have to be out at least a month to actually make some money. And that's something I really wasn't into doing. So that's why over the road wasn't for me. So when I did do over the road, I had the mindset of, I'm just going to put my time in so I can hurry up and find me a local job, because me staying out just a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, that was hard enough for me. So I don't know, like I said, I know guys that stay out for a month, 2 and 3 months straight, to each their own, but I just can't do it. Now, if it was the last thing on earth and that's what I had to do, of course I'd do it. But I have options now, whereas though I don't have to worry about doing that for now. The way the world is now, you never know what you're going to have to do to make ends meet. But that's why I say trucking is not for you. Now, another thing I say is because, let's say you do the road and you do get a local job. And one thing I can tell you about local, you do not have a set time off, whereas though you can say, oh, I'm gonna go to work at 8 and I'll be off at 4 o'clock. That's really unheard of in trucking. Like I said, I don't know anybody that actually work 8 hours and that's it. But like I said, again, if you are someone that work 8 hours and you have a steady start time and a steady end time, that means if you work 8 to 4 and you off at 4 every day, no matter what, please leave a message in the comment, you know, because we know trucking is unpredictable and you don't have a set time when you're going to get off of work. People ask all the time, oh, well, what time do you think you're going to be done today? I tell them in a heartbeat, I do not know. You know, I could be done. Uh, let's say I went to work at 8. I can say I could be done at 4. I could be done at 5, maybe 6. Hell, I could be done at 2 or 3 o'clock. I don't know. You can't plan your day around trucking. So if you have something important to do and you want to do it later on in the day, I suggest you either tell them you need a half a day and definitely make sure that they get you back when you need to get back, or just take the day off, you know, because that's the thing with local is you do not know what time you are going to get off of work. I worked for companies where I worked 14 hours a day, 5 days a week. I worked from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. They got every bit of the 14-hour rule out of all they drivers. You know, I mean, I tell you, they run you. You know, you leave home in the dark, you come home, it's dark. You know, trucking is hard. And that's why I'd say trucking is not for you if you want to get off work at a certain time every day, especially local. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. And don't even think about it because these companies trying to get as much money they can get off of you to, and what I mean by that is you moving that truck and picking up and dropping off freight. That's how they make their money, you know. And if you are what we consider a local driver, they get paid by the mile. Now you hustling to try to get that load, delivered, and you hustling to try to get a pickup. It's a cycle, man. We in the matrix where as though they got us. Even if you own an operator, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. You hustling down the road to get that load off, and you hustling to grab another load so you can get that money for that load. It's the same thing. The only difference is the pay is different. That's the only difference. And I can dispute whoever want to go back and forth with me with that. We can do it because think about it. Owner operators be haul ass and they blowing down the road because why? They trying to deliver that load so they can hurry up and grab another load. And if they got time, what would they do? Oh, I'm gonna try to deliver this load today too. Boom, and that's what they do. It's the same with local. If you're getting paid by the mile, you want to hurry up and get as much loads off so you can get paid pretty good for that day. Now on the flip, if you're getting paid by the hour, it's what can I say about that? The only thing about hourly pay is no matter what, you're getting paid. You're getting paid no matter what, you know. But like I said, the topic is trucking is not for you because if you want to be home at a certain time and you driving local, there is not a chance in hell you're going to be done every day at a certain time. There is no chance. I go to work in the morning and I get off work different times every day. Every day. There has not been a time that I got off work the same time for at least 2 days in a row. I might get done early one day, but guess what? I already know tomorrow I'm gonna pay for that because I got done early today. So I know I'm gonna be working later tomorrow. And that's the game, you know? That's the game. And that's why I say trucking is not for you if you want to be off work at a certain time every day. It's not going to happen. It's rough. You hear how guys quitting because the money ain't right. And they, look at some of these um, lease purchase drivers that work for Prime. They out here months at a time and they not making no money. They start out feeding you. They feed you good in the beginning to make you think, oh yeah, this is good money, man. I'm making great money as a prime driver. Y'all tripping. Y'all should get in here and lease purchase. And then you look at their videos later and guess what? They start complaining that they not making the money no more because that's what they do. They reel you in. Learn the game, man. Stop believing everything you see on these YouTube channels. Learn the game for yourself. Everybody eat differently. You know what I'm saying? Everybody plate is not going to get filled up the same. People ask me all the time, why are you not an owner operator? Why you don't buy your own truck? I have my reasons that I don't want it. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want the responsibility of the maintenance. I don't want it. I don't want it. To each his own. You want to be an owner operator? Just do your research. Do your homework. I'm not knocking nobody that do it. Just do your research. Don't go in the hole trying to be an owner operator and you don't know the whole ins and outs of trucking. But let's get off back on topic is why is trucking is not for you? And that's one of the reasons why. Because you will be out here late at night, you know what I mean? And there is no set time off for you when you driving trucks. You want to, just like I said, but over the road. You can go over the road, you can do regional, you can do short haul. It's the same cycle. I did all of that. I did local. I did over the road. I did short haul. I did regional. Thinking each level I went. When I started out as local. I mean over the road, and I thought maybe if I go regional, I'd be home more. Then I tried short haul. Just same shit. So just learn the game. And like I said, if trucking is not for you, if you're trying to be home all the time, and if you're trying to get off work when you local at a certain time every day, because it's not going to happen. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you guys that like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I try to give y'all some, good content as always. If something you want to see here, like drop it in my comments and we can make it happen. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't cost you nothing to hit that subscribe button. As I told you, I don't edit stuff, so you're going to hear all of my mistakes. So with that being said, I just want to say, thank you guys again for still hanging in there with me and growing my channel. As you can see, we back at the yard. We ready to drop this trailer and call it a day. And with that being said, you guys out there be safe and good night. Peace. I'm out.